Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today's pickle card reading is about who your future spouse is. So we're going to find out who is this person that you are destined to marry. And as you can see for this reading, we have three piles here to choose from. For pile number one, we have the star card. For pile number two, we have the Two of Cups card. And for pile number three, we have the Moon card. So you can take some time to find the pile you're feeling most intuitively drawn towards. And once you've selected your pile, the timestamps for all the readings will be listed down below in the description box so that you can skip ahead to your personal reading. As always, know that this is a general reading. Everything that I say may or may not resonate with you. Please take only what resonates with you and what does speaks to you and leave the rest. And yeah, let's get into our reading. Hello, my dearest pal number one. Welcome to your reading. If you selected the star card, then this is your reading about who your future spouse is. So we're going to start your reading first by pulling out some oracle cards, and we're going to see who your person is at their very core. Then with our tarot cards, we're going to see what their personality is, something about their physical appearance, and in the end, we're going to find out what your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. So yes, let's start. By the way, the first card that I'm pulling out is a tarot card. So this is going to just give us an overall energy of this person. Yes. Let's see who your future spouse is. Who is your future spouse? Okay. Okay. Let's see what we have. We have this is the Judgment card. It's call in this deck, but it's the Judgment card. Wow, this is a powerful energy right away from the Judgment as a person is like someone who is very awakened. Especially, this is someone who has been through many spiritual awakening experiences in their life. They could have been through these tower moments and they've come a long way in their life. But when you're going to meet this person, they are they're going to, irrespective of their true age, they're going to appear very, very mature in the way they communicate themselves, in the way they think about the world, about everyone, everything around them, about their perspective. This is someone who is very, very mature and very awakened towards the truth or towards the reality of life. That's the first thing I'm seeing here. Wow, we have the 12th house with introspection. Yes, this is the last house. So you see, this is someone who has a lot of information. And by information, I don't mean like bookish kind of knowledge, but it's about having all the wisdom. They have seen it all. That's the kind of energy that I'm receiving. With all of these chakras in alignment, I also see that your future spouse is someone who know how to balance things very well. Yes, their inner foundation is very, very strong. That is what I see here. Wow, you have Lord Jagannath, Lord of the universe. Beautiful. Authenticity, individual, unique self love. Wow. This is a very, like, this is someone, when you're the first time when you're going to meet your future spouse, you have never met anyone like them before in your life. There is something very unique about this person. They have a very unique aura. They have a very unique energy, and it's something that leaves an impact. It's someone that long after they're gone, you're still thinking of this person, either the way they communicated with you, or just overall, how this person presents themselves into the world is very different. It's very graceful, it's very confident. That's the kind of energy that I see here with Lord Jagannath. And authenticity, I also see this as someone very artistic. They're very creative. They don't like to walk the same path. Everything that they do in their life, not just in their career, but even the small things, they do it differently. And they like to add their creative touch to everything. That is what I see with this. Yes. Wow, you've got the personal choice. This is the animal deck which I used, and it has like all of these different animals. But when this comes, it's like this person has so many personalities, and depending in what kind of environment they are, with whom they are talking, with whom they are spending their time, they change accordingly. And by that I don't mean like this is someone who is very hypocritical, no, but your person has the wisdom to, like, they are very aware, and they know how to behave themselves in different situations with different people. If they are in a work environment, they're going to put their best foot in front. They're going to be very confident. They're going to be very eloquent in the way they talk. And but on the other side, if they are, for example, if they're spending time with a child, with their niece, or with someone they love, they're going to be like super super silly. They're going to be a little childish, and this person knows how to adapt themselves according to the different situations in life. Yes, I see like your person is a provider and they are a protector. If you're going through a very tough situation, this person, you know, they can become your backbone. They can become your strength if you feel like everything is falling apart and you will not able to hold on to things. This is someone who, and not because they're not scared, no, maybe internally they are too scared and they are going through, but in that situation where they have to be strong, they're going to be strong. In a situation where they have to be soft, they have to be more kind, more compassionate, they're going to be like that. In a situation where, for example, your person is an environment where everyone is like, where they have to be a bit strict, they have to maintain that discipline, then they're going to adapt into that role of a leader, of a mentor, of someone who is strict and someone who knows how to maintain peace and order in that situation. So you see, your person can be anyone, and they have the wisdom. It's not like someone who just suddenly will start acting like a child, or suddenly they are going to get angry. No, when I say your person can be anyone, I'm saying like this is someone who has the wisdom, the right wisdom to be whoever they are required to be in that particular situation. That is what I mean by this. I hope I'm making myself clear. But overall, and at the very core, again, I see this person as very enlightened, very awakened. With Lord Jagannath's big eyes, I see your person can see through things. This is an old soul. Definitely, they are someone who has a vintage soul. They love doing things in a very unique sort of way. They like to add their magic to everything, and they have this innate sense of wisdom and knowledge in them. That is what I see. Yes. And again, your person is very balanced in themselves. I feel like this is someone, they've done a lot of self work, shadow work. Yes, this is someone who believes in taking action rather than just speaking, rather than just talking about things. This is someone who makes stuff happen. That is what I see. And they have a very graceful way of walking through the world. Yes, this is someone who is very kind, who's very compassionate, but at the same time, they have this energy of a leader in them. For some of you, this can literally be like someone in a position of a professor, a teacher, a mentor, a spiritual guru, someone who is in the field of spirituality or divination. That is also I see. They're very spiritual regardless of what their profession is. They're very, very spiritual, and this person believes in the concept of higher power, of God, of destiny. Yeah, so everything they experience in their life, they know that those experiences are here to teach them something. And rather than taking those challenges as burdens, your person takes them as an opportunity to grow and to expand in life. That is who your future spouse is. They could also be in a creative field where they create art, they create music, or something that is and even if, for example, they are a musician, they have a very different kind of music, very different tuning, very different wordings. This is someone like very, very unique, and that is why I was saying it's very rare that you have met someone like them in your life before. Yes, they could be a little bit older than you, because I see like this person has a lot of life experience, and they're going to marry a little bit later in their life. Maybe the number 35 is coming very strong. So we have the number 50 as well. 30 to 45 would be the age of this person when they will decide to have marry and have their family. Because again, your person don't just impulsively makes decisions. They like to think things through, and once they have made a commitment, that's a forever kind of thing. And again, this person may not make many like false promises and all, but they believe in taking action, in showing up. That is who this person is. They have a very powerful personality, and initially people could feel a bit intimidated by this person, just the way they appear, and the way they like, this is someone who's very, very confident in themselves, and not arrogant, but like they know, this is someone who's very secure in themselves, and they have nothing to hide. They're very authentic, very in touch with who they are. So they just confidently express their opinions. They just and yeah, with that level of confidence, sometimes people may get intimidated. That is what I see here. They're very their connection with their god, with their goddess, whatever higher power they believe in, is something very, very strong. And again, this person is someone who believes in manifestation and law of attraction, or all of these other laws, that we have. They believe in destiny and power of fate, but at the same time, they believe in free will as well. They believe in doing their best, in putting their best foot forward. That is who your future spouse is. Yes. This is a very interesting person. They have so many interesting layers to them, and one by one, once you get to know this person, uh, you're just going to be so impressed by how they have handled themselves through different situations, and who they have become in their life. Yes, that is what I see here. With this card, it says, close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So, again, in different situations, we have to present ourselves differently. And this person is so wise in knowing how to act, what to speak, how to uh, how to communicate themselves. I feel like communication is their biggest strength. Yes. Sometimes they become the mentor. Sometimes they become the student. Sometimes they become the child. Sometimes they become this protector. So yes, they have played all of these different roles, and they know in what kind of situation what action they have to take, who they have to become. That is what I'm seeing here. Wow. Okay, so wow, this is someone very, very powerful, and they are also in their life. They are like at a very top level, career wise, financially. They have achieved a lot of success, a lot of respect and recognition. That is what I see here. Yes. And your person knows how to handle of all of that success they have created in their life. But again, these things have not come to them easily, Many, they had to experience many of these tower moments. They have gone through these many phases of transformations, of rebirth. And with every experience, they become more wise, they become more strong, they become more kind and more compassionate as well. This person knows how to balance that yin and yang energy, how to balance the light and the dark side of themselves. That is what I see here. Wow. And your person is someone, they don't like to be delusional. They don't like to, like, this is someone who's very aware of the reality, and they accept that truth. And accordingly, they take action. Accordingly, they live their life. That is what I'm seeing here. Yes. Okay. Wow. Now, let's see what is the personality trait. What are the personality traits of your future spouse? What are the personality traits of your future spouse? Okay. Let's see what we have. Eight of Pentacles, happy employment, apprenticeship, mastery, crafts and talents, skills, accomplishments, ambition, skill development. Yes, whatever they do, they just do it perfectly. They're very your person is someone who is very detail oriented. That is what I see. When they do something, they're going to do it just in the most perfect manner, or else they won't commit themselves to just anything. Yes. We have the King of Wands. Again, the King of Wands is a very fiery sort of personality, someone who is filled with passion, with a lot of inspiration, and who is this leader like person. Protective, natural born leader, yes. Visionary, entrepreneur, honor, magnetic, innovative, faithful, inspiring, yes. Your person is very unique and very innovative. They like to add something of their own into everything, even in the regular things, even like how they do their house chores, how they do their laundry, or these like basic stuff, but they're going to add something of them to that work, some sort of a unique spin. That is what I see here. Wow. The Nine of Cups, wishes coming true, blessings, satiety, abundance, achievements, material success. Yes, not only your person is very ambitious and like they have these big dreams in their life, but again, I see that your person knows how to balance everything. Once they have achieved their success, their goals, they know how to enjoy them. It's not like they always have this insatiable hunger in them that just wants more and more and more, and they feel never satisfied. That is not something I see here. Your person is very satisfied with their life, with their work, with who they have become as a person. Yes, and again, they know when it's time to give your best, to invest yourself into your work, into your studies, whatever it is, and they know when it's time to play, when it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And maybe that is why your person is this successful leader. That is why people, when they see your future spouse, they feel so inspired and so positively influenced. That is what I see here. For zodiac signs, we have Virgo, we have Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Pisces. But with all of these cards, I'm receiving a very earth-like energy. Or earth signs could be prominent: Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, especially Capricorn, or maybe fire signs could be prominent. We have Jupiter here, which is an energy of expansion, of abundance. Your person is going to, this is someone who's going to build an empire in their life. They have these big dreams. And by the age they have reached 40, 45, or 50, they will have achieved a lot in their life. That is what I see. And it's not just about the material success, it's not just about the money, but also the respect they have earned. Yes, your person, they're very honest, and whatever they do, they will never lose their sense of integrity just to make more money, just to have more clients. They cannot compromise on their loyalty and on their integrity. That is what I see here. So with that, this is someone who has earned a lot of respect and recognition in their society. Your person, your future spouse, is someone that people can look up to. That is what I am seeing here. Yes. So for personality types, with the Eight of Pentacles, your person is very hardworking. They are very committed towards whatever they do in their life. They're just going to get into that and beautifully fulfill their responsibilities, their duties, their relationships, whatever they are doing in the present moment. And they're very focused. They do not let the external things to distract them. That is also something that I see. This person is very grounded. And again, they're very much in touch with their reality, with their truth. Even if they have some flaws, they're not going to glorify them, and they do their best to change themselves, especially, as I said, if they have some flaws, something that they want to change. They're not just going to talk about it, they're going to make it happen. That is what I see. With the King of Wands, your person is very passionate, very inspired. And again, career wise, I feel like they do something creative. They are in the creative field. And also, it's like this is someone who's like an alchemist. They create magic, is what I see here. Yes, and they have this lust for life. They don't want to waste their potential. They don't want to waste the opportunities that life has offered them. But at the same time, your person knows how to enjoy their rewards. Regardless of how much money they have or not, or how, your person's happiness is never dependent on the external things. They're always very satisfied and very content in themselves. Yes, that is also something I see. Nine of Cups is like a wish coming true card, basically. So for some of you, with Lord Jagannath and Nine of Cups, I see like this person is going to be your wish come true. This is the kind of person that you have been praying for, and yes, it's you're manifesting this person. That is what I see here. They're very protective, faithful, leader, and they know how to balance all of these things. When I say they are a leader, they are a protector, they know where to draw that line. And it's not like they're going to become obsessive, they're going to become very possessive. No, they know where to draw that boundary, is what I see. I'm trying to see, if I could find like some flaws about this person. But it's like no such message is coming. Yes, this, and maybe they've had their problems and their flaws in the past, but it's like when you are going to meet this person, they have become very wise. Yes, they, you're going to find them very honest, very wise, very intelligent, creative. That's the kind of energy that I see here. Spiritual, yes. Okay, now let's find out something about the physical appearance. With this sun drawn around the girl, again, it's like the aura is very bright, very magical. Their energy is very impactful, is what I see here. Something about them, you cannot forget this person easily. Maybe they have beautiful eyes. Here also we see the eye. Yes. You could have blue eyes. Knight of Pentacles. Ten of Swords. Yes, you know, this person has been beaten by life many times, but they rise up again. And they refuse to be defeated by the external things. Page of Swords. Okay. With the Knight of Pentacles, they could be medium build, medium height, not too long, not short, not too fat, not thin. I also see like they have worked on their body. They work out every single day. They take care of their diet, of their sleep cycle. So it's like they have maintained themselves very very nicely. Their body, with the Knight of Pentacles, I also see like this person loves to dress well. Like they like to wear rings or earrings, perhaps not to accessorize too much, but like one or two things you're going to see them wearing that instantly catches notice. Yes, age wise, I was saying they are a bit older than you, but not too much. Like the age gap is not too much. Perhaps 2 to 4 years. That's the maximum age gap that I see here. But mostly they're going to appear like you both are of similar age, at least in appearance. That's how it's going to be. They could have bit long hair, even if they are a boy. Yeah, we have all of these boys with long hair in here. With all of these swords, you know, I see like your person might appear, especially in the beginning, like they're always on guard. Like they're always, you know, very upright, very straight, very properly dressed. And yes, they don't appear to be like relaxed or like that. They're always very, they're standing straight, they're going to speak confidently, or communicate in communication. They are very very communication is their very strong point. Like you cannot win with this person. That is also something I see. They could have a square type of face, well defined jawline. That is also something I see here. Sometimes sometimes they also appear, you know, the Ten of Swords. It's like they're tired, they're exhausted, not in their posture or something, but from their face you can feel like, you know, this person is like internally they're always going through something. Yes, that exhaustion could appear in their eyes or on their face, and it's yeah, but still outwardly they don't like to show that. That is something I see here. Their face is very intimidating. They have a very serious like expression on their face most of the times. That's how you're going to find them. So sometimes you could feel a bit intimidating, like this person is judging you, or they're scrutinizing you, something like this. And also, like, initially you might feel a bit scared to approach this person just because of their facial expressions, because again, it's very serious. It's like, but to know this person, to know all of these layers of them, you have to win their trust. I feel like this is someone for whom honesty is the most important thing. Honesty and authenticity. Yes. They could have big eyes. I have said this before as well. And yeah, that's all I see here. Okay, now we're going to find out what your, feel free to just look at these cards and see if you're able to see more features than I am seeing right now. Yeah. Okay, let's see now what your connection with your future spouse is going to be like, what your relationship is going to be like. Wow, you guys, you've got the magic card. Discover magic in the mundane, making the ordinary extraordinary. Wow, such a beautiful card. This is basically like the Ten of Cups card energy. We have co-create. This is the Magician card energy. And let's see what else we have. King of Cups. With your maturity, unite intellect and heart to attain clarity. Wow. King of Cups. And I was seeing the Ten of Cups with the magic card. So this is going to be a very fulfilling relationship. Yes, I see so much of happiness and emotional fulfillment in your connection. And it's a very emotionally mature level of relationship that you're going to have with each other, where you know how to honestly communicate yourselves. You know how to give each other that space. You know how to work in balance, how to work together in a mature sort of way. This is going to be, again, I was seeing this before as well. Your relationship, it feels very transformed, very mature, very wise. That is what I see here. Yes. The foundation of this relationship is going to be very, very solid. So no matter what happens on the external, no matter what kind of chaos, storm you go through, but nothing will ever able to shake that core foundation of your relationship. There's so much trust, loyalty, and this energy of unconditional love between you two. Yes. Wow, you're like soulmates, that is why we have this magic card and the co-create. It's like together you both work so perfectly. Even if you have your own, like, you are someone, you're going to accept each other for who you are. This is not the relationship where where you both are trying to change each other, or you both are trying to impose your expectations on the other person. No, there is no such thing that I see here. You're very secure in yourself and you accept the other person as it is. Yes. And together, it's like you're going to grow in life. You're going to, together, you're going to have all of these experiences where you're being able to expand your horizons, expand your perspective about life. I also see, like, you and your person, you both have these big dreams, and together, once you have united, you're going to create something beautiful. Yes, maybe you could literally be business partners or something like this, but I see, like, together, I see two people building this beautiful empire. That is the kind of energy the King of Cups tells me, especially with this two with these people here. It's that energy of a power couple. Yes. The way you think, it's very alike. That is what I see here. And you both are, very, very connected with your heart, with your intuition. You're very secure in yourselves. And that just brings this energy of balance and peace into your relationship. That is what I see here. With the magic card, I also am receiving this energy of fun, joy, and lightheartedness. It's not just about maturity and wisdom, but at the same time, there is this playful kind of energy in your relationship. Yes. But again, you know how to balance it. You know how to fulfill your roles in a responsible way. That is what I see. Your relationship is like where you don't have to go out of your way to make things interesting. Like, you don't have to take these fancy trips or do fancy stuff just so that you can have that excitement in your life. No, I feel like you both are someone, you know how to find magic in the ordinary moments as well. You know how to make the ordinary life extraordinary, and you enjoy everything. You embrace the small joys of life. So even if you both are sitting in your living room having your cup of coffee, that is exciting for you. That is magical for you. Yes. You both could be homebodies. Like, you both love staying at home in your comfort zone. And I see like together you're going to create this safe space for you, for yourselves. This in your home there is this energy of warmth and magic that I see here. Yes. And you both take like full responsibility, full accountability of things. It's not like if something goes wrong, you're going to keep blaming the other person. No, you take your own and also, like, if you see things, something is wrong, something is not working out, you both are more solution oriented people. Rather than just focusing on the problem, talking about or complaining about things, you both try to find the answers, find the solutions. That is what I see here. There are going to be very, very less arguments between you and your future spouse. Like, with these cards, this is someone who almost never fight. These are two people who know how to handle every situation maturely, wisely, with the right communication, with honesty. They know how to work things out. That is what I see for you. Yes. Wow. Again, it's going to be a very beautiful and fulfilling sort of connection that you're going to share with your future spouse. You're going to be very open about how you feel, about what's going on internally. And also, it's like both of you are creating this safe space for each other where you can be vulnerable, you can be yourself, you can express your innermost thoughts and feelings. Yes. So, yeah, that is all I see for you. This is what I have for you, my dear pal number one. I hope this reading resonated with you and provided you with some guidance or any answers that you were looking for. If it did, please do like this video and subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a magical rest of your day, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, my dearest pal number two. Welcome to your reading. If you selected the Two of Cups, then this is your reading all about your future spouse. So we're going to start your reading by looking at the overall energy of your person. Who is your future spouse at their very core? Then with our tarot cards, we're going to know something about their personality, their physical appearance, and in the end, we're going to see what your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. So yeah, let's start. I'm using the first deck that I'm using is a tarot deck. With this, we're going to just know the overall energy of your person. So let's see who is your future spouse. Who is this person that you are destined to marry? Okay. Who is your future spouse? Let's get one more card. Okay. Let's see what we have. Wow. Queen of Cups. Beautiful. They have a very graceful personality. That's the first thing I heard. Very charming or very beautiful. Yes, wow. Fifth house with passion. Lord couple, the knower of matter and spirit. Okay. Healing. Wow. This is very much similar with the Queen of Cups card. Cleanse, hydrate, dissolve, purify. And again, look how beautiful this card is. With all of this purple, even with the passion card here, in the background, we have this purple color. This person has a very magical kind of aura. That's something that I see here. Their energy is very healing, very pure. They're also very mysterious. There is a sense of enigma with this person. Yes. We have the lizard spirit with regeneration. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Okay, so rebirth. Someone who knows how to rebuild themselves. That is what I see. There is a strong divine feminine energy that I see here. Irrespective of their gender, there is a sense of softness and sensitivity with this person that I see here. They, with the Queen of Cups and this healing card, I see like this person has a quality of making everyone feel comfortable around them, whether it is through their voice or through maybe they do something artistic with the passion card, fifth house, with their art, maybe they are a writer, so maybe they write poetries or books or something that just resonates, that just clicks, so and through the work they do, I feel like your future spouse is someone who heals other people. Yes. And I feel like somewhere with regeneration card, this person has, in their healing journey as well, they have done a lot of work on themselves and they've come a long way. So they carry this energy of healing, of softness. They're empathetic. Their soul is very pure. That is what I see here. And also they're very spiritual. With Lord Couple, it's like this person, they understand spirituality on a whole another level. It's not just about doing the rituals or fasting or know everything about the Vedas, the Purans, the Bible, the scriptures, No, this person understands what God is on a much deeper level. And they have a very unique way of approaching spirituality. That is what I see here. As an archetype, I see like your person is the healer. And whatever they do, whether it is work-wise or just in their day-to-day life, the way they walk through world, they carry this energy of healing and hope with them. Their inner light is very powerful, and this person recognizes their self-worth and their inner light. Yes, and that is why they're able to guide others as well. They're able to help others, heal others. That is what I see here. Your person is someone who is very soft spoken, like something about their voice is just beautiful. Like once they start talking, you'd be like, you will never get tired of hearing them. Their voice is very musical or very magical. That is something I see here. Your person is a very, very creative person. They again, they have a very different sort of aesthetic. They are someone who brings beauty into this world. The other day, I was reading this. I'm a literature student. So, whenever I read books, the first thing I do after I finished reading a book, I'm going to search on YouTube like a discussion about that book or reviews. So, the other day I came across this discussion of The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. And the channel's name was Tristan and the Classics. I hope that's how it goes. And that person has such insights about literature, and the way he just discusses everything in detail is just beautiful. Like, he gives you a whole another perspective about things. So, sorry, what was I saying? Yes. So I was watching that video, and in the end, he said that in the picture of Dorian Gray, I don't know if you've read it or not, but in that, that person, Dorian Gray, he becomes a decadent. He is like just obsessed with this idea of beauty and pleasure to the point where it completely corrupts his soul. So he was saying that Dorian Gray is someone who's a consumer of beauty. He just consumes and has this insatiable hunger for pleasure to the point where it just completely leads him to his doom. But, and this is something that we need to ask ourselves as well. Are we just consuming the beauty that we see around us, or are we also at the same time contributing something to it? And I see like your future spouse is someone who is a creator. They add beauty into this world, whether it is through their again, it could be through their writing work, through art, through their voice. It could be anything, but your person brings beauty into others' lives and into this world. Just they make whatever they're going to touch, they're going to make it more beautiful. Yes, that is who your future spouse is. Their aesthetic, like overall vibe of this person is very magical. It's very like, maybe they love flowers. They love colors like lavender or periwinkle, blue. Yes, it's like some people are very intense. They always wear dark clothes and they have a very intense energy. But for your person, they have a very light-hearted sort of energy. Their vibe is very whimsical. That is what I see here. They love flowers, they love creating art, creating beauty, and they're a great listener as well. That is also something I see with all of this water energy, whether it's with the healing card or with the Queen of Cups. I see like your person is someone who is very emotionally mature. They're a great listener, a great communicator. Yes, their words are very impactful, even though I see like your person doesn't talk much, but when they do, they create an impact. Yes, the words carry a lot of weight, a lot of power, influence. Your person could also be an influencer, and not someone who is just following these trends, or yes, like, but whatever they do, they have their own thing going on, their own magic, their own vibe, and whatever they do, it's something very different. That is what I see. But in their own way, they influence others, they heal others, they bring magic to life. That is what I see here. Yes, your person has also gone through these cycles of rebirth. So, and every time they come out of this, they become more wise. They become more empathetic, more compassionate. That is also something I see. They are a survivor, and their inner courage and confidence is so strong that no matter what you say, no matter how much some people try to make them feel less confident or make them feel bad about themselves or anything, but this person will never lower their standards, their self worth, for the sake of others' opinions or judgments, or just for the sake of fitting into the society. Yes, they know who they are, and they embrace their peculiarities, they embrace their uniqueness. Yes. Physically, your person is very, very beautiful. But, this is someone who, even if you have not talked with this person and they're sitting in the room, this is someone you can already feel like they're someone with they're not just beautiful on the outside, but this is someone who has a beautiful soul, who is beautiful both inside and outside. And once you start talking with this person, then it's like You can feel that magic. You can feel that light-hearted energy they carry with themselves. Yes. With Lord Couple and regeneration, I see like your person has a bigger purpose, especially in the field of spirituality. They're here to help people connect with the divine, with the source. Yes, and also at the same time, they're going to help others to recognize their inner light, their inner magic. That is what I see here. As far as zodiac signs go, I am receiving a very strong water energy here. So, water signs could be very significant: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And your person also, with the water energy, I see like they're very imaginative. You know, um, they have a beautiful imagination, and at the same time they know how to bring their ideas to life. Yes, the things they can imagine, the things they can envision, your person knows how to convert them into their reality. Yes, you see like these 3D flowers coming out of this canvas. So whatever they can draw, they can paint, they can imagine, they know how to bring those things into life. That is one of your person's magical qualities. And I feel like one of the main reasons for this is that they believe in themselves. They believe in their dreams. And no matter what others say, nothing can make them feel less confident. Or nothing makes them doubt their self-worth. Yes, and with this girl, with the healing waters, it's like, they say like whatever you have, that is what you're going to share with others. That is what you're going to pour into others' cups. And I feel like your person is filled with magic. So wherever they go, they spread this magical vibe everywhere, this magical aura. Yes, and they have this energy of healing, of softness, of beauty in them. That is what I see here. Wow. Okay. Okay, so now let's see something about your future spouse's personality traits. Three of Swords: heartbreak, separation, sorrow, emotional pain, heart problems, betrayal, upset, loss, trauma, tears. Yes, I feel like somewhere, the reason why they are a healer is because they have been through many heartbreaks, many disappointments, betrayals. They have experienced grief, but they have not let those experiences make them bitter. Through everything that they have experienced in their life, they have emerged out of that storm more powerful, more soft, more compassionate. And that is why they understand others' pain as well. Yes. Page of Cups. Again, this is the energy of someone who is very creative. Freshness, idealism, bright future, creative opportunities, dreamer, possibility. Yes, your person is a dreamer. They can conceive the most beautiful things in their mind. And they have a way of making those things come true. Also, they're good at, they're a multitasker. I see like your person they do many things. But all of those things, are something creative, something that just beautifies life. Oh my gosh, you've got the Sun card. Look at the energy of this person. The Sun is like, this person is someone who is a ray of sunshine. Wherever they go, they just sprinkle their magic everywhere. That is what I see here. Again, this person's overall aura is very bright, very warm, very comfortable, very sensitive. But at the same time, they're very emotionally mature as well. If they see sorrow, if they see sadness around them, they're not going to let themselves drown in that energy, but they are going to recognize your pain, recognize the grief that you're going through, and they're going to hold your hand, and they are going to help you to emerge out of that. That is who this person is. Yes. The sun also, again, it talks about someone who is very, very confident. The keywords here are happiness, triumph, festivity, optimism, success, vitality, fun, truth. This is someone who's very authentic, very honest, and you're going to notice that authenticity into everything they do. This person, whatever they are inside, they are the same on the outside. They have nothing to hide. They accept themselves completely. And that is the main reason why your person is so confident in themselves. And wherever they go, they inspire others to do the same. With this person, you're never going to feel uncomfortable about your insecurities, because your person, and by when I say they accept themselves, it doesn't mean that they are very proud or they are very arrogant. No, they, like with them, I don't know, like what is it about them, but it's like even if you have met them for the first time, they're going to make you feel like you've known them for years, like they're your best friend or your neighbor. Yes, that is who your person is. We have once again Pisces and Scorpio here. So again, the water signs are prominent. We have the Saturn with the Three of Swords. So I do see like Saturn or Lord Shanidev. You experience a lot of challenges in your life. You're going to have a lot of experiences that are going to bring you face to face with the truth, with the reality of life. So yes, your person has seen the ugly side of life. But once again, this person has not let those experiences make them hard. Their heart is still as soft as it was when they were a child. Yes, internally, this is someone who is very pure, very innocent. And there is this sense of calm and harmony that you're going to experience whenever you are around with this person. Like some people bring a lot of chaos. Internally, they're going through so much that wherever they go, they sort of bring that energy there. They're always so frustrated on the inside. They're always complaining about things. And like you spend just 10 minutes with those people and you're going to feel so exhausted. But for your future spouse, I see like this is someone who just, when you have a conversation with this person, you're going to feel like everything is fine. Even if you're going through something challenging, something conflicting, you're going to feel like it's all going to work out. They bring this energy of hope wherever they go. That is what I see here. Wow, this is such a beautiful person. Like this word beautiful or beauty is coming up so strong. And it's not just about the physical beauty, but your person is beautiful on the inside. And you can feel that. You can feel this energy, this magical energy, by just by spending very little time with them. You can tell that this is someone trustworthy. This is someone who has a beautiful soul. This is someone who makes you believe in kindness, in compassion, in humanity. Yes. So as for the personality traits, your person is very creative, imaginative, emotionally mature. They're also very clear-headed. Yes, they don't like to unnecessarily complicate things. They just clearly communicate whatever they have in their heart, and they like to keep things simple and clear. That is also something I see. They're very fun, very humorous with the Sun card. This is someone who's going to make you laugh. Also, your future spouse is someone who is in touch with their inner child. Yes, and maybe that is why they're so creative, so passionate, so imaginative. Because even though they've grown up, they are very much in tune with their inner child and those beautiful dreams they've had once they were a child. They've not let the society corrupt their soul, is what I see here. So from inside, this person is so innocent, so beautiful, so kind hearted. Yes. Wow. Okay, so now let's see something about their physical appearance. Okay. Temperance, again, this talks about balance and harmony. It says, Lord couple, the knower of matter and spirit. Your person knows how to integrate all the wisdom they have. Everything they have learned in their life, they have integrated that knowledge and their wisdom, and they create magic through it. That is what I see. We have the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands, confidence. You're going to, this person has such a shining aura. You can see them, you can see their confidence in their eyes, in the way they talk. They also dress really well. Like their dressing sense is just so impeccable, so beautiful. Perhaps they like to wear bold colors. So I was saying before, the purple color was coming up very strong. Purple, orange, blue, yellow, these kind of colors they could like. They express themselves through, again, the way they dress, the way they create something. Everything is an expression of them. Yes. They love to accessorize. That is also something I see. Also, they like to invest into fine things. Um, yes, you see the design on the shoes and the lace here, the crown. It's so intricate. So they like to invest into these dainty things. Seven of Swords. This tells me that your person could be short heighted, like they're not very tall. That is something I see here. Short to medium height. Yes. They could have small eyes or hooded eyes. With the Temperance and King of Wands, I see they could appear more mature than what their real age is. So, for example, if their age is 20, 22 years, they're going to appear like they're 25 or 26. Maybe it's the way how they talk, how they talk about spirituality and healing and shadow work. So they're always talking about these mature things. And also, your person has a very mature way of handling situations. In whatever kind of situation they are in, they're never going to act childishly or insensitively. Yes, they consider everyone's feelings. Yes, even if someone is their enemy, they're not going to say a single cruel word to that person. And with the Temperance, I see most of the times your person likes to take to take the middle ground, to take the higher path. That is what I'm seeing here. Temperance is like this well balanced person. The card talks. The key word with this card comes. The key word with this card is balance. So, I feel like your person is very like they have their features are very perfect. Beautiful eyes, beautiful nose, lips. Everything is just exactly how it should be. And maybe that is why right from the beginning I was seeing like this is someone very charming, very beautiful. Yes. Yes, the facial features are very balanced. That is what I see here. With the Seven of Swords and the King of Wands, I also see like, yes, your person is very confident, but they're not like very outspoken. They have this shyness in them, not because they are not. They feel like they're not worthy or they feel less confident, but they they like to be like that, like very demure, very shy, very modest. So yeah, like most of the time they don't do anything to get noticed. They'd rather be just behind the scenes, or even if they are in a gathering in an event, they like to be somewhere in the corner. That is also something I see, somewhere where no one can see them. Yes, they like to be unnoticed. Okay, so for the features, as I said, I see like they're very charming, very beautiful. Their features are very moderate and just perfect. Their height could be short to medium. They're going to appear a bit mature, especially like their voice. Their voice is mature than their age. That is what I see here. And they like to wear these dainty sort of things. That is also something I see here. Okay, so now let's see what your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. What your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. Adventure. Embark on adventures together. Discover the joy of the unknown. Wow. It's like the Fool card energy. What your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. Between the worlds. Wow. Again, it's like stepping into the new horizons. Stepping into new experiences, into a new world. The number 3 is all about expansion. It's about growth. We have the Queen of Cups once again. Wow. Look. Okay, we have 2 cards here. We've got the 10 of Wands and we have the Queen of Cups. Wow. Intuitive and creative leadership supports those who you love. Release excessive responsibilities. Reunite with what truly matters. I see like your connection is going to be very, very clear and uncomplicated. With the Queen of Cups and the 10 of Wands, it's like there is no unnecessary burden, unnecessary chaos in your relationship. You both are very clear about everything that you feel and everything. Also, the things you want to do in life, they're very much similar, you know. So, and your relationship feels very lighthearted. Again, you don't bring the burdens of your past into your relationship. You don't like to unnecessarily complicate things. And you both know when it's the time to let go, when it's the time to release the past. That is what I'm seeing here. You're going to experience a lot of things together, a lot of new things. Maybe you will travel to new places. Travel is a big theme that I see for you and your future spouse, especially places that are away from the city life. Yes, mountains, oceans, lakes, forests. That's the kind of places you would explore. You both are like the best companions. You're like best friends. That is also something I see. Queen of Cups tells me that you both are very emotionally mature. You are, in the way you communicate with each other, you're very honest with each other. But at the same time, you are very sensitive about, or you're very considerate about each other's feelings. Yes. Also, you know, it's like to understand each other, you don't have to speak out everything. Some things you're just going to understand intuitively. That is also something I see here. You're also, you both are going to be very supportive of each other's career, work, in life, everything you've been through. Yes, you're never going to judge each other. There is that emotional support, strong emotional support that I see here in your relationship. And it's like with this person, you're entering into this whole new universe. You're going to create your safe haven with this person where everything is just beautiful and magical. That is what I'm seeing here. Yes, your relationship is going to be very peaceful. That is what this Queen of Cups is all about. There's so much harmony and tranquility that I see here. And you're going to focus on growing in life, on learning new things, experiencing new things. Instead of just carrying the burdens of your past and talking about the past again and again, complaining about things that do not even matter, you are always going to be focused on the future. Yes. There's a lot of fulfillment that I see here, emotionally, materially. Even the experiences that you're going to have are very rich, very meaningful. Yes. So, wow, this is what I see. This is what I have for you, my dear pile number 2. I hope this reading resonated with you and provided you with some guidance or any answers that you were looking for. If it did, please do like this video and subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a magical rest of your day and I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, my dearest pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you selected the moon card, then this is your reading all about your future spouse. So we're going to start your reading by looking at the overall energy of about who your person is, who your future spouse is at their very core. And then with our tarot cards, we're going to find out something about their personality traits, their physical appearance, and in the end, we're going to see what your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. So I'm starting with a tarot deck, and let's see who your person is, who your future spouse is at their very core. Who is this person that you are destined to marry? This card is going to give us the overall energy of your person. Let's see who your future spouse is. Okay. Wow. We have the Death card with transformation. Beautiful. This is the Scorpio energy, so that's very powerful. The energy of rebirth, transformation. It's the phoenix-like energy. Someone who rises from the ashes. Yes. Wow. Let's see what... Okay. Virgo with digest. Okay. Virgo is the earth energy. It talks about stability, about grounding yourself. Wow, you have Ma Kali. Just a second. Goddess of destruction. Wow, this is powerful, you guys. Transformation and Ma Kali. Ma Kali is the fierce avatar of goddess Parvati, where she turns into Ma Kali to kill the demon. So again, this is that energy of transformation for a higher purpose, for something good. Yes. Compassion, nurture, giving, love, and life. We have the rabbit here. This talks about luck, fertility, abundance. Yes. Let's get one more card. We have the fox spirit with clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. With the fox spirit, I see like your future spouse is someone who is always on guard, who is always just ready for, like anything, maybe their life experiences have been where whatever they want, they have wanted, they've had to fight for it. Even if these were the very small things, but nothing has come to them in an easy way. So that's the kind of attitude they have built towards life. It's difficult for your person to trust people. That is also something I see here. Your person has a very they have a big heart. They are very kind towards others, very compassionate towards others. But when it comes to like trusting people and opening their heart, that is something they are very reluctant towards. Yeah, it's not easy for them to open their heart. Whatever they have been through in their life, they just keep it all inside. Virgo and the fox spirit tells me that your person is someone very shy, And like on the surface, you may feel like this person is just a normal ordinary person. They're very calm, very silent, quiet, but inside there is a fire in them. There is this burning passion. Yes, and one thing I see with Goddess of Destruction, Ma Kali, is that your future spouse, cannot tolerate injustice. Whenever they see, and it's not just for their own people or for themselves, but anytime, even if you're a stranger, if they see something unjust happening to you and you're not in that position to speak for yourself, your person is going to step up and they're going to fight for you. That is what I see, even if the whole world turns against them. But if you are right, if you are standing in the light of truth, then yes, this person is going to fight for you. They're going to help you as much as it is possible for them. Your future spouse is also someone very organized, very disciplined. They like to, especially with Virgo, maybe they could have OCD, or they're very specific about everything. They have this independent sort of spirit. So they just like to be by themselves most of the time, and they like to do things their own way. Anytime someone else tries to restrict them or try to put these rules on them, they cannot take that very well. They start feeling very suffocated. Yes, your person is very free spirited, and they cannot they cannot abide by others' rules, is what I see here. Maybe that is why we have the energy of transformation and Ma Kali. They have this energy of revolution in them. And they believe that, the other day I was reading this quote that you don't have to normalize things just because society thinks it's right. That is the energy I see here. Your person is very discerning and they can discern for themselves what is right and what is wrong. And they don't have to fit into the box that society has built for them. And they will not. And again, maybe that is why they've had to fight for everything they have dreamed of or they have wanted in their life. Yes. Your person is very quiet and calm, but at the same time there's a very their energy is very intense. Yes, something about them is, it feels very intimidating, very intense, very powerful. And again, they bring this energy of change, of transformation, of metamorphosis wherever they go. They have liberated themselves from those chains from those chains of society's expectations that they were stuck in. And as they will move forward in life, they will keep breaking these chains. Yes, and not just for themselves, but for everyone who are stuck in that same pattern. Especially, this person is like a messiah for people who are feeling stuck in their life. That is what I see. Yes, and they will help them liberate. That is what this Ma Kali's energy is all about. The blessings we have here are purification of the subtle forces centers, ascension, ascension of the divine Kundalini energy, happiness and fulfillment in this world, divine ecstasy of the transcendent reality. I also see like your person wants to experience life fully. They don't want to bound by these standards that society has set for them. So maybe this is someone who have had to fight with their own parents, with their own friends, with their own community, because they were expected to do something that they did not want it to. They were expected to fit in that box, and that was just intolerable for your person. Again, I see they are very free spirited. They cannot, they're always seeking new experiences. They always want to go beyond the horizons. That is what I see here. And wherever they go, they're going to bring this energy of change and of liberation, of revolution with them. Your person could have a big purpose in this lifetime. That is also something I see. And I also, what I'm seeing, like your person is completely against this idea of like someone being in the position of authority and telling others what to do. They believe that everyone should have their free will and everyone should have the freedom to live their life in their own terms. Yes, in an environment where they're expected to do something or where they have to abide by others' rules, your person cannot adjust in such kind of an environment and they are going to fight those rules. Yes. This is not someone who's going to accept everything that is thrown on them. No, they're going to fight it, whether it is for themselves or for someone else who is not in the position to fight themselves. Yes, they carry this sense of justice in them. And whatever needs to end, they're going to end those things for the good, for the greater good. Again, with Ma Kali, this is like a divine purpose, you know? Yes. Your person could have anger issues. Sometimes when they're angry, they could, and not just anger, like, I don't know, they have this wrath in them about all of the injustice that they have experienced in their life, or they have seen other people experience in their life. So they have this, they're filled with anger and wrath, and they want to do something in life to free themselves or to free others who are suffering injustice. And they're going to do something big in life. I'm sensing this energy. There is this build up force in your person, and someday it's going to burst. And yes, yeah, maybe they get angry at things that are not, maybe for us they're not that serious because we have not experienced those things, but since your person has gone through those things, they know what that pain is, that injustice is, so they cannot tolerate that kind of sarcastic humor. Like they're literally going to start fighting if someone makes fun of their injustice or of someone else's injustice. Yes, this is someone that people are afraid of a little bit because yeah, they feel like this person is not going to spare them. And it's not like your person is wicked or they're just fighting for no reason. No, again, they do it with an intention of justice, with an intention of making things right that are not right in the society. Yes, nowadays, people have started to normalize things that are not right, and you see it everywhere. You see people making fun of those things. Like whenever something wrong is happening, there are people who are like, it doesn't bother us, so we're not going to speak. And that's what society normalizes. Like, yeah, if it doesn't bother you, then maybe you should be quiet and you should not unnecessarily fight for those things. But your person is not that kind, even if it is something that is not personally related to them. But if they see injustice happening in front of them, they are going to speak for it. They are going to fight for it, even if the entire world becomes their enemy, because they know what that injustice feels like. Yes. Your person is very discerning. They're very smart, very intelligent, and they know how to work with what they already have. So they're very resourceful. That is what I see with the fox spirit. Yes. The Virgo, even though with the transformation and Ma Kali, I see this powerful energy that can be sometimes intimidating, that can be sometimes a bit scary. Like Ma Kali is a very fierce avatar, of goddess Parvati, you can be, it's scary. But with Virgo, I also see this energy of safety and comfort and friendship, of loyalty. This person can appear a little bit dangerous and scary at first, but once you get to know them, you know, you're going to find a sense of comfort in their company, a sense of safety. Yes, it's like no matter what happens, this person is always going to protect you. That is what I see here. And when I say like they're a little bit dangerous, it's only for those who are doing injustice in the world. Yes, who are being dishonest, who take advantage of others, and yeah, that's something I see. Again, your person is very compassionate. They have a big heart, especially for people who have been through pain and suffering, who have experienced injustice, and they can it's like they can relate to that very much. Something about their upbringing, it has not been easy. Yes. Yeah, so wow, this is a very powerful, someone who has a very powerful personality. That is what I see here. They could be in politics, or maybe they will not be in politics, but they are going to do something for society, something good for the society. That is what I see. Yes. Okay, so wow. Now let's see what are your future spouse's personality traits. What are your future spouse's personality traits? King of Pentacles. Wow. Again, we have Virgo here. This is strong earth energy. This person is very grounded, and they're going to accomplish big things in life. But you see this combination of fire and earth. They are very grounded, very rooted to their reality, but at the same time, they have this fire in them to do something for people who are suffering from injustice, from poverty. Yes. We have abundance, wealth, generosity, prosperity, a solid investment, security, provider, discipline, sensual, reliable. Yes, your person is very disciplined. They are someone who just makes their own rules. And when they feel like they have started to, like those rules are no longer serving them, they know how to break those chains. They don't, again, they will never let anything restrict them from doing what is right. Sometimes it's our own fears that are holding us back from speaking up, from doing what is necessary. And I feel like your person is someone who knows how to fight those fears. Yes. This is someone very trustworthy. Wow. Again, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, someone at a very like top position. We have the Taurus sign. So once again, the earth sign is prominent. Religious beliefs, conventionality, spiritual wisdom, knowledge, sharing, education, conformity. Basically, the Hierophant is someone who makes these rules, and then everyone has to abide by those rules. But for your person, I feel like one of their purposes in life is to liberate people from the norms that society has set for them. And that doesn't mean that you have to, I mean, of course, we as human beings are a social animal. So we need society and some rules and some kind of structure to live our lives in the right way. So I don't mean like this person is just going to completely abandon everything. But the wrong that nowadays people are normalizing, that those things, your person is going to fight for. And everyone who are stuck in those rules, they will help them to liberate. Yes. The Hierophant, I'm receiving this energy of someone who is a fair judge of everything that is happening around them. They could literally be a lawyer or something. Yes, like someone who fights, for the justice, for the truth. Wow. We have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Virgo again. The Virgo sign is very prominent in your card. Um, Abundance, elegance, luxury, self-sufficiency, independence, material security, rewarded efforts. Yes, definitely your person is someone who is very independent. And they have built a position, or they are going to build a position in their life where they they have the freedom to live their life in their own way. They can live their life according to their own rules. And they don't have to follow these expectations or these rules that society has set for them. Materially, your person I see is going to create a lot of abundance. The King of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles, this is someone who's going to build an empire. Like, they're going to create so much fortune. But again, the foundation is very solid. Whatever they do, they're going to do it with honesty. And that is why that abundance will just keep growing, keep multiplying. That is something I see here. This is a very independent, free-spirited person. They like to live life in their own way. Anytime someone tries to restrict them, they will not take that nicely. That is what I see. They're going to fight for their freedom. But at the same time, your person is very grounded, very stable, very trustworthy, very, very generous. They're going to do these beautiful things for humanity, for people who are in need of that support. Yes, I feel like your person is someone who's going to build these institutions, whether it is for education, whether it is for old people. Yes, they like to, and by free spirited, I don't mean like your person just wants to live their life in a decadent sort of way. No, they have a sense of discipline and structure. They know what is right and what is wrong. They know where to draw that line. Yes, and that is why I said your person is very discerning, because they can differentiate between what is right for them and what is not. And when society tries to normalize those things that are not right, that are injustice, that are unjust, they cannot take it very well. That is why they like to just live their life in their own solitude, in their own way. Like I'm picturing, this is someone who, they might have a dream of just living somewhere in the mountains where there is no one around them. With the Virgo, that is exactly what I'm seeing. Somewhere up in the mountains, they have a small house surrounded by nature, by beauty, so that they could peacefully live their life. Yes, without any interruption. Most of the times, your person is in their own solitude, in their own world. They don't like to socialize much. And again, it's going to take a little bit more effort for you to earn their trust. That is what I see here. Because, yeah, I mean, I was saying this in the beginning, your person cannot easily trust people. With the Hierophant, again, they have a lot of knowledge about things, about people, about politics, about economy. Like I feel like this is someone who likes to read a lot. They like to be aware of what is happening around them, even though they like to be in their own solitude and by themselves. But that doesn't mean they want to be completely oblivious about what's happening around them. They're very up to date with the war, with the politics, with what who are the leaders of the different countries, how's the economy going, shares, everything. Yes, they're very, very wise, very knowledgeable. But at the same time, uh, they also know how to use this wisdom to level up in their life, to help others. That is also something I see. Your person could be a mentor, or someone who's like a guide, or they could be, as I said, a lawyer, a judge, That is also something I see. They're going to have their own business as well. They're very good with money. That is also something I see here. Their throat chakra is very balanced, and that is why they can put their opinions very confidently. They speak very eloquently, and this is someone who speaks with such an impact that it's going to shake the entire room. That is what I see here. Either they're going to be very quiet, very docile, but when they speak up, it's like people literally get scared of them. That is what I see. Because whatever they say, there is so much truth in that, so much wisdom in that. So it's like the other person will have nothing else to say. Yes. Also, with all of these pentacles and the Hierophant, I see like your person is not just about words, about knowledge. They also take like tangible action to to make improvements in the society, to to make the living conditions better for people. They're not just about words and sitting in their room and complaining about stuff, about this is not how the rules should be, this is how it should be, or whatever. They actually go out and they fight and they do something. Yes, this is a man of action, and they also know how to handle the vicissitudes of life, the ups and downs of life. Yes, if they are going through a dark phase, your person knows how to stay grounded in that time. Yes, we also have the Leo sign here, so they're going to be very popular. They're going to be in the eyes of people. Uh, and again, it's not like they're doing it, whatever they do, they're doing it just to become recognized or just to be in the spotlight. It's like people can't help but noticing them. Even if they're at home, maybe, like even if they work from home and like no one knows them, but still perhaps on social media or something, a commentary that they made, but it's like they're always in the news, in they're always saying something or doing something that people know who this person is, and they know that they are a very powerful personality. This is someone who brings about the change. Yes, I mean, we started with the transformation card, so you can imagine, this is no ordinary person. That is what I see here. They are a leader, a mentor, a guide. That is the kind of energy that I see. Yes. Okay, so now let's see something about their physical appearance. So for personality traits, we have independent, self-sufficient, resourceful, clever, intelligent, discerning, hardworking. King of Pentacles and Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who's very, very hardworking in whatever they do, knowledgeable, and they have this sense of justice in them. Yes, that is what I'm seeing. Eight of Wands, Page of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. Okay, so the Page is a very young energy. Yes. The Page of Cups is like this charming person. This is someone who has beautiful eyes, who has a beautiful smile. But with the Page of Pentacles, I also see, like, the Page of Cups alone, this can be someone who can be sometimes very flirtatious, or they're just all about the words. They're going to talk about all of these beautiful things and their imagination, daydreaming, and all of that. But with the King of Page of Pentacles, it's like whatever they talk of, they also take action. It's like you can rely on their words. Yes, that's what I'm saying here. They have this very grounding sort of energy in them. They're very reliable. Eight of Wands tells me that this is a very quick person. They walk very quickly. Their movement is very, like, with their hands. They work very very fastidiously. They speak quickly. So that's what I'm seeing here. This is like the energy of speed. Yes. Page of Cups and Page of Wands, Pentacles. Again, it tells me they're going to be younger than you, perhaps. With both of these pages, I also see like they're very naturally beautiful, and their eyes are going to be their strong feature. There is a sense of kindness in their eyes. Like, you're going to get lost in their beautiful eyes. That is what I see here. Their communication skills are excellent. With both of these pages, they have a way of convincing themselves. That is also something I see. And again, with this Eight of Wands, in the background, we have these clouds thundering, and there's lightning there. So again, this is that transformation energy, that energy of a revolution. Wherever they go, they are going to create an impact. This is the person that they enter the room, and everyone gets silent. Everyone just start looking towards them, even if they don't want that. But yes, you are going to notice them. It's something about their personality is very impactful. That is what I see here. Their complexion could be fair. The color of their eyes could be brown or green. That is coming up very specific. Yeah, and again, they have a very younger appearance. It's like, initially people don't take them that seriously, but once they start talking, that is when everyone just have no other option but to listen to them. That is something I see here. Their knowledge surpasses their age. Yes. Yeah, that is what I see for the physical appearance. Now let's see what we have, what how your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. How your connection with your future spouse is going to be like. Inheritance. Learn from the past, inherit wisdom for the future. This is a past life connection. Yes, that's the first thing I heard. You've been together in your past lifetimes. Community. Yes. Okay, it's like, until you show up in this person's life, they've always been this solitary, independent kind of a person. But then you two are going to have your own community. It's like you're going to create this new world for yourself, where there is freedom, there is justice, there is a sense of liberality. Yes, we have the number 8. So again, I see that energy of karmic justice, where things are fair, yeah. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have 6 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles, sorry. Rest assured, commitment and patience always pays off. Wow, 7 of Pentacles tells me that the you both are going to put equal amount of efforts into this relationship, and you're going to make the foundation of your relationship so strong, so solid, that nothing will ever able to shake that foundation. No matter what happens outside, no matter how many challenges you go through, but nothing will able to shake this trust that you have between you two. That is what I see. And initially, it's going to take some time for you both to build that foundation, to build that trust, to build that sense of community, unconditional love, understanding. But I feel like the more time it's taking, the more stable your relationship is becoming. Yes. It's with the 7 of Pentacles, it's like you plant the seeds, and then you have to nurture them every single day. And you're not going to see your fruits or your flowers immediately in a week or in a month. It takes time. It's going to take its own time for those flowers to blossom. But when it's going to happen, it's going to be beautiful. And your efforts are going to pay off in the most magical way. You two together, you're going to create your community somewhere far away. That is the energy that I see here. Far away from all the injustice, all the wrongs that you have experienced in your life. Yes, and you're together, you're going to support each other. You're going to help each other to grow in life, to chase your dreams. Yes. You both also, with the inheritance card, it's like your souls are going to recognize each other. There is this energy of resonance that I see here, of recognizing the other person and knowing that you have been together in your past lifetimes. Yes. This is a destined kind of connection, something that is just meant to be. You're supposed to be with each other. You are the one for each other. You are going to help each other. For you, I see like you're going to help your person to become more soft, to become more calm. You're going to help them to pacify this wrath they're carrying in themselves. And your future spouse, and they are going to help you to find your community, to find your place in this world. Maybe you've always felt like you don't belong where you are right now. Maybe you're meant to be somewhere else, to do something else. So this person is going to help you to find your place. Yes, and they will always help you to build your dreams, to follow your dreams and everything that you are passionate about in life. With the number 8, this is the energy of infinity. It's an eternal bond between you two. That is what I see here. Yes, you both are going to play a greater role in each other's life. And also you're going to meet at a very pivotal point in your life. That is also something I see here. Yes. Okay, so this is what I have for you. My dear pile number 3, I hope this reading resonated with you and provided you with some guidance or any answers that you were looking for. If it did, please do like this video and subscribe my channel. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a magical rest of your day and I will see you in my next reading. Bye!